Hey guys, let me do a quick intro to the show, and then before you know it, you'll be on the road with myself, Grado, and Kikutaro for this week's episode. The Wrestling Road Diaries 3 movie is now available, shipping it on DVD from my apartment. If you order it now, it's signed by all of us while supplies last. There's supplies, don't worry. And Friday the 11th, it's available digital on digitalcolt.com. This audio was filmed on our trip back from St. Louis to Chicago. I think on the episode I say from Chicago to St. Louis. This was actually St. Louis to Chicago when the shows were done, the filming was done, and we ended it by concluding it with a podcast. Just a couple of notes before we get into it. As far as the film goes, listen, it's great. It's an amazing story. I'm so proud of it. A lot of my wrestler friends have told me it's the best one yet, but already people have told me there's so many punctual errors, not only in the film, but also on the cover. So make a game of it. Try to find them all. And if you do, you win. Okay, two people that I'd like to thank that I really didn't thank, and I do feel kind of like an asshole for it. Dave Bogart, he made the design for the cover of the movie, which was based off of the Three Stooges. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com and buy one of his shirts that he designed. Also, Nate Glass at TakedownPiracy.com. He's helping protect the little guys. If you run a porno service or something, you should use Nate, TakedownPiracy.com. He is great. In this episode, I'm about to play a song of the week by the Razor Ramones. It was a live version, and they told me they were going to do a studio version, so I kind of decided to wait till they have a mastered version before I play it. You'll be able to recognize that when that happens. As far as the guys in the movie, Kikutaro. Hey, Kikutaro has moved to America. If you're a promoter, you should hit him up on Twitter or Facebook or however you can find him. And also Grado, he's wrestling in a huge, huge show for ICW. Fear and Loathing is going to be at the SSE Hydro Arena on Sunday, November 20th. Finn Balor's going to be there. Yeah, that's right. Kurt Angle, Dudley's, all of the stars of ICW will be there. InsaneWrestling.co.uk to get tickets. If you're in Glasgow or anywhere near there, I highly encourage you going. Last year, I think they had like 5,000 people. It's going to be so nuts, especially when you hear that Madonna playing and Grado walks out in front of like 5,000 or 6,000 crazy fans, crazy Scottish fans, because they are crazy and they are great. Okay, last thing, I put out 3 new episodes of Pro Wrestling Fringe on Howl.fm. Go to Howl.fm/Colt. Use that code COLT. You get a free month. 3 very fun stories this season. David Bixenspan and I do a story on All Japan Women's Wrestling. Colin Hunter of Kayfabe News and I do a story on the French Angel. And Dan Lavransky, who you can hear on Live Audio Wrestling, he and I do a story on Pro Wrestling Bears. It's a storytelling podcast that I do on Howl.fm. I know it's behind a paywall, but it's only $5 a month. That's a cup of coffee, and you can hear all the past archives ad-free of this very show on there also. Okay, guys, this is the show. This was during the filming of the movie, the very end. Enjoy it, and buy the movie. Buy the movie, or don't. You should. Okay.
This is The Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
All right, how you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling, a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's personal journal. It's an etching into the minds, souls, the hearts, and lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I'm your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm a car driver. I'm a guy with a car who smells like salt and vinegar potato chips. I'm a journeyman, a journeyer, a traveler. I'm a diary maker, a documentarian diary maker. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler.
Live in the studio.
And I am not sitting here live in the studio.
Oh, fucked up.
Apartment in Chicago, Illinois. I'm actually on I-55, Interstate Illinois, I-55 north from St. Louis to Chicago on the way home as we finish up a movie and a documentary called The Wrestling Road Diaries 3.
But most importantly, I am a professional wrestler.
I did that part already.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and this is what kind of podcast is this, Grado?
It's a journal. It's an entryway into life and soul, the minds, the hearts, the lives, allowed just like you.
Once again, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. Give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. Every single Thursday.
Free of charge.
I did that one twice. Free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you get your podcast from. A couple great ways that you can support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Tell a friend. Most importantly, though, and the gist of this actual podcast, most importantly, there is ColtMerch.com. There is DigitalColt.com. There are a bunch of goodies on there. But for this episode, I am going to urge you to head on over to WrestlingRoadDiaries.com and pick yourself up a DVD of the Wrestling Road Diaries 3 or a digital download of the Wrestling Road Diaries 3. And that is the best way this week that you can support. You don't have to do it. I'm not forcing anyone's hand. Grado, I mean, we're making a movie. We're filming it.
Aye.
We've done a tour.
Brilliant.
It's on a DVD. It's on a movie. There are bonus clips. You can get a bonus card if you're the first 1,000 people to grab one.
Oh my God.
Autographed by Grado, Kiku, and Colt.
Which took us 50 minutes, 50 long, solid, horrible minutes. But I'll tell you what, that's for. So they're autographed editions, aren't they?
Autographed editions, yeah.
Perfect, innit? Did you have fun signing 1,000 autographs, Kikutaro?
Yeah,
I smell bullshit.
so many work.
I put you to work.
Yeah,
Kikutaro, you said you said that you were like in a factory.
yeah. 1,000 sign.
Not
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, but first 1,000 people buy DVD, this sign autograph card. I sometimes secret message.
Yeah, he put some
In the
mess.
high.
Do we
Ooh.
do we
In the
tell
side.
them or no?
Huh?
Should we tell them or no? What secret message?
Sometime 666. Sometime heart. Sometimes star. Yeah.
And most importantly, I think the one that these two bonded over, because again, this was about a bond of three wrestlers. Kikutaro and Grado had never even met each other, but Kikutaro would put the triangle of the Illuminati, and that was something that was very important to both you guys. Or am I not allowed to talk about that, Grado?
Well, I bet maybe not. Mason?
But about Freemasons, yeah.
Fuck it, who cares?
Yeah?
Who cares?
Is that an underground thing? Are you not supposed to tell me?
Well, I mean, I never really talk about it, but who cares? There's a fuss for everything, isn't there?
Sure.
But like Kikutaro was like, Freemason. And I was like, I'm a Freemason. And he couldn't believe it. Couldn't you not? You couldn't believe it?
Yeah.
Kiku, how happy that Grado was a Freemason?
Yeah, because my new friend.
Yes.
I never friend Freemason. Freemason.
Well, now you have.
Yeah.
It is, yes, I met Kikutaro about 72 hours ago. 72 hours ago. And I feel he is now my brother.
I think that's the cute thing of it. And that's what these guys will watch, or girls will watch in this documentary, and this road travel. So, usually this podcast is about me traveling the roads.
No, I'm not being. I'm being serious. He is one of the funniest cunts I've ever met. Straight away, I was like, this guy is funny. He doesn't understand half the words I'm saying. I don't
think anyone does.
Nah, they don't. But I mean, he's in the same boat as me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody understands what he's saying, but we just got on with it. You know what I mean?
Kikutaro, do you understand what Grado says?
No.
But do you think Grado is funny?
Yeah. Good. Funny.
Why?
He's very funny.
Thank you.
Face. Funny. Anything funny.
Face funny?
Face funny. Very funny face.
Body funny?
Body funny.
Yeah.
Move funny. Singing funny. Anything funny.
Oh, thank you, mate.
but no understand English.
You understand?
But you know understand is English.
No understand.
No understand.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll kind of take them through this movie. And, as we record this right now, it's Sunday night. We're heading from Chicago to St. Louis. We're done. We finished up. Kikutaro came to America on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I picked him up from the airport, and I made him wear his mask at the airport.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, Grado made his way to America. Grado, do you have any problems getting into America?
Yes, as soon as I got there, I got a text as soon as I switched my phone back on saying, "You have one bag which has been left in New York City. It is in the next flight." So I was like, for fuck's sake, because the only case I had, obviously, was the case that turned up. I had two cases, one which had all my stuff in it, the other had a pair of wrestling boots and a pair of knee pads. So, of course, the one that went missing was the one with all of my shit, and the one that turned up in Chicago was the suitcase with my smelly boots and my fucking sweaty knee pads.
I thought it was kind of cute. You literally open up his bag, and I don't know, there's like 4 things in it: boots, knee pads, and a singlet. And it was this kind of like, it was a small bag, but it was a big bag for just those things. You could have just put that in a shopping bag if you wanted to and brought it over.
I know, it's kind of stupid. But you know what? I was that excited because I had arrived in Chicago. I was that excited. I thought, fuck it, I couldn't even give a fuck if my quest has turned up. Well, that wore off after about 3 hours, and I really wanted it.
So Thursday, we took you guys before. Now Friday, we're going to go ahead to the Freelance show in Chicago, but Thursday, you guys got in a little early. Kikutaro, Thursday night, do you remember where we go?
Saturday night,
Hi.
we went to a bar.
To a bar, yes.
Yeah.
But before,
Many.
interview.
Oh yeah,
Where?
One Hour Tea Factory.
Tea Factory.
Yeah.
And you guys got to see your T-shirts be made, yeah? Exciting?
Yeah, so excited.
It was very, very cool. I loved the factory. I was so surprised at how, honestly, man, I tell you, they need to start doing tours there because it's so cool to see all the different wrestling t-shirts getting made, all the different signed 8x10s, you know what I mean? There's like, every wrestler you can imagine has sent in an 8x10 to put on the wall, which is cool as fuck, man. I was pure loving it.
Do you imagine like a golden ticket scenario going?
Aye, they could do it, mate. I swear to God, they could do it. They could take a golden ticket scenario. The amount of cool shit that's there, and the big mad machines, and then Ryan at Pro Wrestling Tees made my t-shirt within, honest to God, about 90 seconds. He made a fucking belter, and because I usually think my t-shirts are rotten, but this cunt just sat there in 90 seconds. Within 90 seconds, he had made an absolute. And do you know what? This is a Sunday night. I will to say in present time. This is Sunday night. I've only got one t-shirt left.
That a boy.
There you go. That a boy. That a boy. Go. My boy. My boy. My boy.
Get it done. And then I took him to a bar where they played some video games. And
I tried High Life, which is apparently the champagne of beer. That was pretty cool.
Did you like High Life?
High Life was shit hot. I'm a Blue Moon guy usually, but this stuff was off the charts.
He's been pushing Blue Moon this whole trip.
Yep.
Including inside the car, which I do not agree with. But that's the life of a worker, right, brother?
Which is quite, brother. But I didn't know that in America you couldn't drink alcohol in the car. That's bollocks, man.
Not happy with that.
No, I mean, honestly, you can, UK, that's usually relaxed. I mean, they usually get a wee pat in the back if you've got one of the passengers has got a carry out.
So Friday, before the show, I took him to get Portillo's. There, I mean, the theme of this, I think there's a couple themes of this movie. Most importantly, comedy. It's comedy and wrestling. It's a dissection of comedy and wrestling. Almost, I feel that I think throughout the movie, like I realized, like I don't even know if it's so much comedy wrestling or charismatic wrestlers. Did you feel that? Like, did you see that in your head, Grado? Like, kind of like, I think going into this, I wanted to be like, here's comedy and wrestling, and then I kind of like the more I talk to people and wrestlers, a lot of it hit me is just like, no, it's about being charismatic as a wrestler.
I would agree with you. You know, when you put questions like that to me, I really don't understand what you mean.
When I try to break down comedy,
I hate
like a mathematical.
I hate when you ask me these serious questions, man. I can't be doing with it. When you ask me about the difference between charismatic and comedy, you know what it is? I think it's just being real and having fun. Being real and having fun. Like, us three, I don't want to sound like a dick, but I feel as if we're real people. And then when you let your realness, when you let your natural self come across in the ring, come across when you're talking to fans, I think that's really what comedy wrestling is. You're being real to yourself and just letting yourself have a good old jolly time.
All right, let's talk about these themes. Like I was saying, comedy and wrestling, beer, Blue Moon,
Right.
Grado burping into the camera and touching himself in appropriate places.
I got caught sniffing my buzz.
Yeah.
Worst ever.
This is essentially. I hope it makes the edit.
Well-
we don't know right now.
I think
But
it'll-
your Terry Funk moment
Yeah.
of just a camera catching you down the hallway.
I had no idea that Jack,
Just-
the camera guy, was filming me, and I went for a sneaky, crafty wee smell of my balls, and the camera caught me red-handed. I was embarrassed. I felt disgraced, but within 5 seconds, I went, "No, that's quite funny. Fuck it,
We'll
I mean,
leave it in.
leave it in."
Food was a big theme.
We have had
Chicago food.
we've
right?
had good Kikutaro. We have justice.
Yeah, justice.
What is justice, Kiku?
So something cool, delicious, maybe eat some food. So delicious, I said anytime, oh, this is justice.
Yes. And that includes the 2 gas station hot dogs that this guy housed down.
Yeah, justice.
Gas station hot dogs, Kiku?
Yeah, justice.
Did you eat all your boiled eggs, Kikutaro?
What?
What? Did you eat all your Kikutaro boiled eggs?
Yeah.
See,
Eat justice.
I would. Boiled eggs aren't justice. I tell you what was justice. The macaroni cheese pizza you had on Friday
Yeah,
night. Oh, that
yes.
was justice.
Of course, courtesy of Demo's in Chicago.
Which does some great pizza. Are we allowed to go there when we get back to Chicago?
Sure. When we get back there, if they're open, we'll take
Well,
us.
you want to go back to there?
Kiku,
Of course.
Of course.
as he's ripping open a Slim Jim into the microphone. Good,
Oh,
nice
sorry.
and loud.
Have you got a Slim Jim? Have you got the cheese version? Oh, that's a belter.
All right, so let's talk about our so into the wrestling, because this was about wrestling. You know, it is the Wrestling Road Diaries, and we are wrestling. Grado and I, we tagged up Friday for Freelance Wrestling. You know, I think a big theme of the other 2 Wrestling Road Diaries that I was a part of were like a lot of kind of smaller, more bizarre shows. And I think tonight was on that key. Like, I'm glad we got that show in, the smaller, weirder show. But Friday and Saturday, they were like unbelievable, great independent wrestling shows. And Grado and I tagged up at Freelance Wrestling in Chicago, and it was a fucking hype crowd. People were excited. We had a fun match, and you know, I think, and you tell me if you agree or not, because we tagged up this summer at the Edinburgh Comedy Fringe Festival 4 times. And we like had so much fun tagging together and fucking around. There's a lot of great improv moments. And I thought it was so cool that we could almost take our Scottish act and bring it to America. And I think it was duplicated.
Definitely. What was cool about Friday night was the crowd was like, so the show was in a bar, and it had that kind of bar crowd atmosphere, and that's where we were in July or in August was in front of a bar crowd. It's funny because the promoter, I had spoke to the promoter before it, and I was like, well, what are you expecting? What's the deal here? And he was like, you know what you're doing. It's in front of a bar crowd. And I was like, whoa, that's like a kind of, it felt like I had just realised there's a bit of a genre there. You know what I mean? With ICW in the UK and a couple of other promotions, a lot of companies are running in bars. I know Friday night, man, what was the atmosphere like? Like, it felt like for start to finish, the crowd in the match was involved, the chanting, the emotion, everybody was just having such a good time. We played off it very, very well, and then we managed to have just as a good a time as what we did in Scotland. It was fucking cool, man. And do you feel as if that's like a kind of thing now, like a bar crowd? I mean, obviously there's bars at wrestling shows, but I mean in terms of like standing up, people are standing up and like getting involved.
Yeah,
and
it's a
shouting.
night out on the town style wrestling.
It's cool. It's like you can meet up with your buddies, have something to eat,
Right, but
have a drink.
It's almost like it's so weird because for so long, like, wrestling was kind of a secret handshake, like the independents, and like it's almost like there wasn't an outside, and it's now, you know, there wasn't an outside kind of community. It's like, no, this is our thing. But now, like in this it just seemed like there was a bunch of normal fucking people.
Aye.
But they weren't like, I don't know what's going on. They were like, I'm all in.
Aye. And like they weren't like trying to get themselves over, or you know what I mean? Like everybody was just played along, booed the bad guys, cheered the good guys. It was that makes it, you know what I mean? Stuff like that makes for a fucking brilliant event.
They were excited. I think that was well, I don't know.
What?
I guess I didn't see your entrance on Saturday, but they were excited to see fucking Grado.
No. Listen, Cleveland AIW was still brilliant. The AIW had a great. What are you doing there? Oh, well, right now Kikutaro is trying to get a honk from a. Let's see if we can get one. Hurry up, come on. Let's see if we can get one. Come on.
All right, they're trying to get the. If you followed my Vine, hopefully you can go back on my Vine. I played this throughout the whole thing because I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Grado is huffing and puffing, doing the truck, make a horn sound. And he got like 4 in a row. And he got more excited each time it happened.
That was so cool.
And Grado, can you redo his yes?
What?
Kikutaro.
Yes.
How did Grado say, yeah? Like a fucking 5-year-old.
It was brilliant, man.
Oh, bless your heart.
Bless
man.
my cotton socks. Bamba socks.
Kikutaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, your match on Friday, all comedy, yes?
Yes.
Please. Darren Corbin, Dick Justice versus
Dick Justice, very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very funny.
Did you like Friday night's show and match, and why?
Yeah. Very fun. So many people coming. Then my first time new comedies.
New comedies.
Yeah. We Japanese wrestler many don't have a manager.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have a
yeah.
manager.
Yeah, Dick Justice, Joey Eastman played
Joy, anytime die. So funny.
He got murdered in the match.
Yeah.
And we won't give a spoiler away, but Kikutaro, he was almost a hero. Kikutaro, almost hero.
Hero?
You understand? Hero?
Hero, yeah.
Yeah, like a sandwich, right? No, okay. It went
What
over
hero?
everybody's head.
I don't get that.
Also, yeah, half the jokes that I'm saying on this whole fucking road trip are just aimed at Jack, our camera guy and editor and director and producer, because I got a Scott and a Japanese man. Is Scott derogatory?
No, but Scotch is, and the crowd were chanting it tonight.
Yeah.
They were going Scotch, and that is like if a Scottish person hears that, they're like, oh. But like it wasn't as if I was going to stop halfway through the match
And
and
they
go,
weren't being
"You're
mean."
doing it wrong."
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
I noticed that's Scotch.
Scotch. It's because Scotch whiskey.
What's that mean?
Well, like from whiskey from Scotland, they call
whiskey.
Scotch
Oh.
Scotch whiskey.
I thought they were saying Scottish really fast.
No, it's Scotch, which is like what you don't say. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I couldn't give a fuck.
Right, obviously.
You know what I mean? I don't
Theme
care.
of your life, my friend.
I don't care.
Yeah, then we hit the road, or Friday night. So we finished the show. I thought, we talked to a lot of, Joey Ryan was there, and by the time this ends, or by the time this comes out, that probably won't be a thing. But you have to realize, like right now, this weekend is when Joey Ryan was in Maxim and on the Soup and like just every single outlet for him and Kikutaro. How you say Dankushin Dino?
Dan Shokudino.
Dan Shokotino grabbed his dick and then Joey powered out of it and flipped him. And that's a thing right now. Like right now, as we filmed it, that became a viral sensation. And Joey was on the show, so it was fun to talk to Joey about like that kind of transition in his career and like how comedy has helped him or what it means to him or how he uses it as a performer.
And to take advantage and get a picture with Joey Ryan's penis, which
Yeah.
got me a lot of retweets, which is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Likes on Instagram.
And I made a bad circumcision joke. Did you hear that when I was doing
No.
that podcast thing?
No, I never heard it.
Oh my God. I said if he wasn't circumcised, you could put a Sharpie in there and his penis could sign autographs. Which I thought was
That's a bit
hilarious.
one, Ali. That's a bit one.
Right?
Is he Jewish?
No. But I think everyone, I don't know.
No, that's an American thing. American
I
people.
meant American, but some American are.
Yeah, because no one in Europe is circumcised.
Right.
I mean, my cousin's circumcised, but that's because when he was masturbating, it was very painful. And because his foreskin was too tight, so he got it cut off.
Old?
No, he was about 14, 15.
He got circumcised at 15?
Aye. He also got Botox in his armpits.
Oh, that's to not sweat so
That's not
crazy.
to not sweat.
Yeah. So we got up early Saturday morning, hit the road, went to Cleveland.
Yep.
And I wrestled Kikutaro. Kikutaro, you remember Saturday match?
Yes.
Versus who?
Colt Cabana.
Yeah. Do you enjoy?
So enjoyed.
Do you think our best match?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kiko, we've wrestled Ring of Honor, New Jersey, Pro Wrestling Noah in Tokyo,
Yeah.
and AIW
Yeah.
Cleveland. And I thought our Tokyo match was really, really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Japanese fan, very shocking.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
Why?
Cabana me so funny. Maybe I wrestle American wrestler, then do good comedy match. Maybe Japanese fan shock.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you always wrestle Japanese wrestlers, or
yeah.
American wrestlers never do comedy with you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a...
Sometime I doing I does Sanjay does something.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a long time since American wrestler did comedy with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm in Noah. In Noah, I do a little comedy, but I'm kind of a little more serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really fun to do that style of match. But Saturday night was just like, it was fun. And then we talked to Colin Hunter, who does the kayfabenews.com, and he was kind of telling us like just how much he, it was fun to get an outside perspective of how like he had really dissected our match, and just like how much he enjoyed the humor and all of it together as like not just a match, but like that match as a show. And so I'm excited for everyone to kind of see that whole match in general, and then also kind of all the elements around it and what went into it, and like how and why we think it's funny. So I thank you for that match again, Kikutaro.
Thank you too.
Yeah, and Grado had one of the greatest experiences of his life, dare I say.
I wrestled Tracy Smothers. I didn't really know what to expect because obviously I've heard so many stories about Tracy, but when I was in that ring before the match started and Tracy Smothers was on the microphone for about 10-15 minutes, first of all he dedicated the match, which is a lovely nice thing, but it's the main event, and Tracy dedicated the event, the show, to wrestlers who had just recently passed. Obviously, sadly, we had just found out that Hack Myers had died. He was talking about Tommy Gilbert,
Dusty
Rhodes,
Roddy Piper, maybe,
and Nick Bockwinkel.
Yep.
So he basically gave a 10-minute obituary before the bell rang. The bell rang, and then he was still on the mic. And whatever happened for the next 45 minutes is a fucking blur. It is a blur. I'm telling you, man.
I love it. It's the main event. Like, hey, everybody, let's get amped. This is up. We've been building to this main event. We've been building up to it. This should be the biggest and most exciting thing. Oh, and by the way, here's a list of people that have died.
Including Hack Myers, who died today. Oh, no. And everybody had just found out about it, you know what I mean? So everybody was like,
he was the first. He broke the news.
He broke the news, man. He broke the news. And I'm like standing there feeling so awkward, man.
He was the live Twitter.
Aye. But I mean, I can't explain what happened in that match. There was
it's great. It's
singing.
Great.
There was an 8-year-old who I'm only saying Tracy Smothers called.
Oh well, let's save it for the movie.
All right, let's save it for the movie.
Save it for the movie.
Listen, to people listening, you want to see something really hilariously funny, shocking. An 8-year-old girl in our match makes the match.
Yeah,
she saves this match.
We signed her.
This
actually.
This
she's
is a
on Road Diaries 4.
I'm telling you, this wee girl, she's 8-year-old. I'm telling you, the charisma, the confidence, she was fearless.
Well, you've done that before, right? Like I had something today, in my match on Sunday, like today for St. Louis, I picked up like a 3-year-old and and I gave it to a fan, my buddy Corey, who was front row, and I was like, here's your baby. Like, that's something, like, I'll always involve children in it. Like, I don't know if you ever, like, involved a child to that extent, I guess, in a match.
Never, because
there's something about, like, involving, like, a child. I feel like, because, sorry to take over on you, but, like, adults, they're in on it. They get it.
Yep.
And, like, it's almost like, I don't mean like a child, like, I guess up to the age of, like, probably, like, 12. Like, they're so innocent, and they have and they're just there to be entertained. And also, you can get so many funny reactions, like, out of them and from them.
As soon as I got, like, that first reaction, I was like, she is I need to keep, I kept going back to her.
She's your muse.
Yes, and like Tracy Smothers said after the match, she was the biggest babyface in the house. And she was the biggest babyface in the house. But you need to see to believe the interaction. Tracy Smothers, a 53-year-old wrestling veteran of so many years, his interaction with this 8-year-old, you need to see this to believe it, by the way. I was like just sitting there and I was looking across at Big Chris, the promoter, and I was like,
Biggins.
Big Biggins. I was like, what the fuck is happening, man? But
and that's also like, I feel, and you could talk on this a little bit, I guess, but like,
did you fall there?
No, I cracked my back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but thanks for putting that on the podcast.
That's good.
That there's some stuff that maybe doesn't translate to DVD.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't.
But there's that's live wrestling experience.
You need to be there in the emotion and be sitting there and be involved. And
I don't think I could watch that match on DVD.
I don't want to watch that match back again. But if you were there, I'm sure you probably will like.
Or if you clip it up in a documentary,
you
I'll
could
watch
put it down to like 3 minutes. You know what I mean? One of the ones.
Like just.
But the crowd was so good. The crowd were good, man. The crowd were fucking.
Well, that's a live experience.
It was so good.
That's a live experience. Wrestling is a live experience.
Exactly.
Like I really believe that the independents are a live experience, and I don't think it does translate that well on DVD or like whatever, or download. It's kind of especially just these kind of shows. But like when you are there, and you are like part of it,
it's a different
so cool,
ball game altogether. It's different for watching something on YouTube at 3 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that's a totally different experience, and you have a totally different opinion about it. If you watch it, then that's why I get to the shows, guys. See you ringside.
And then we hit the road. We did about 4 hours. We found a hotel in Indianapolis. Drove the next day, and that's today. And we did one of those random independent shows. It was like a combination PWCS and St. Louis Anarchy. They like kind of just like randomly put on a combination show. I think for our to help us out and also to help them out. It was like a benefiting each other.
That felt like a real US indie wrestling show. I felt like Lou Thoreau was going to walk through the door at any minute. He's a big British. The British people will get that, but I mean in terms of like pictures of Jesus on the wall, pictures of a cross, people in camouflaged clothes. You know what I mean? I was just
I wonder what Kikutaro.
Yes, sir.
All 3 shows.
Yes.
Do you think all the same, or today maybe different than other 2?
No, any show different.
Any show different.
Yeah.
Why today though difference?
Today is a most local show.
Most local.
Yeah.
He fucking gets it.
Many guys, will be 90% guys, first time meet.
Okay.
Yeah, but everybody,
Local.
but, boys, wrestlers, same, any show. Everybody wants more good wrestler. Yeah.
But today was like more local wrestlers.
Yeah, good, very good.
Yeah. And I guess that is a good thing. Friday and Saturday did have like a lot of people from different areas, and today was very central to the St. Louis kind of region. And it did have that overlying theme, I feel. And then we drive back, and I think, the movie itself, obviously we don't know what the edit's going to be. Jack Edinger's been with us this whole drive. Jack, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great.
Jack he's filming this actually right now, and it's kind of in his hands, and I love that. Like it's, I guess there's 4 of us to this process. There's 5 of us. There's the whole crowd, right? Yeah. Or there's everybody out there, but we're telling the story of comedy and wrestling, being funny, like where it's going on. We've had a lot of fun discussions about, like, I don't know if I realize it, but like a lot of us have kind of agreed that like we're in kind of like a comedy boom of professional wrestling, yeah.
Like I say in the documentary, I feel like just in the last couple of years, a lot of people, like maybe 10 years ago, everybody wanted to be that kind of indie, fast-paced, hard-hitting, strong-style type of wrestler, where people these days, like the comedy aspect of wrestling, there's so many kind of matches on the card that end up being comedy-style matches. I don't know whether that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like as well, I was saying, like, 10 years ago, we would turn up at shows and wrestlers would come out using metal music, Down With The Sickness. Every indie show, somebody come out to Down With The Sickness, Disturbed. Now a lot of people these days are using, like, Backseat Boys or some kind of cheesy pop song, which was never the case 10 years ago. And I wonder if this is a kind of wee kind of motion we're going through now.
Yeah, and I wonder if like we as like people who have been doing this like basically our whole careers, like maybe start to go in a different direction, like
like
away.
Us going in a different direction.
What's that?
Do you mean us going in a different direction?
Yeah, because like essentially I was in Ring of Honor where it was all indie dudes, and I was one of those indie dudes. And I was like, how do I stand out? And that's kind of like where I learned, like, oh, if I kind of make them laugh and I be a little more like funny and jovial, that's how I stand out.
Right.
And I believe I did unbelievably. And that was like my way of standing out as the only one doing that there. And so you wonder if there's a lot of people starting to make people laugh now. Like, I'm going to have to do something else to stand out. But the reality is that, and we talk about a lot about this in the movie, is that it's not like I want to switch because like, my first instinct of everything is to just be goofy and to make people laugh. So I wouldn't even know where the next, like, maybe I wouldn't even know like the next step of being different if everyone's trying. I mean, I guess it's just being really, really good at what you do, yeah? And that's not a bragging thing. That's like saying like, that's how you stand out as...
Well, I'm not exactly going to turn around and start doing fucking hardcore matches or trying to keep up with likes of low key or something like that, you know what I mean?
But there could be like a new element to the comedy. It could be like comedy A, and then all of a sudden we're doing comedy B, which is pretty deep, which I know you want nothing to talk about.
What do you mean? Say that again?
I know you don't want to kind of talk about that, like psychology of the comedy.
No, then that is just too confusing.
Right.
I just go with the flow, and I don't have any kind of, you know what I mean, like, I don't have any, there's no way of doing it. It's just naturally fucking real and being honest with yourself rather than having like a game plan. I don't know if that sounds like I'm talking shite, Colt.
No.
Doesn't it?
No.
You know what I mean?
You do whatever you want.
That's cool.
I believe you do whatever you want. And
like,
so that...
Aye, because like, what was I going to fucking say now? See, I fucking lost it, man.
We're on the road. You're looking at trucks.
This has been good, seeing all the different types of pit stops that we go to, all the different kind of restaurants that we've seen. I really love, because I really love going to places where you can't get in Scotland. Like Scotland, you obviously get McDonald's, KFC, but when you're on the road in America, there's a Bob Evans, which we never got to go. There's IHOP, there's Applebee's, there's this place called, where else did we go to? On the way stop.
This is a theme for Grado.
I always feel like this is the 5th time I've been on the podcast, and I always end up turning it around and talking about food. And I always get paranoid. People are like, shut the fuck up talking about food.
Well,
but,
as much...
I love wrestling and I love food.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think a theme is that everyone loves
Maybe that's
wrestling.
a new theme. Food involved in wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
There you go.
It could be.
Like food porn, wrestling?
Yep.
Food wrestling
100%. Who fucking knows?
Who knows? Yeah, well, right. Listen, everyone listening here has a love for wrestling, and like I'd like to think everyone, like, who doesn't love food, right?
Exactly.
Fuck, I love food.
Well, I feel like Jack doesn't love food. just because Jack the camera guy says he only eats meat twice a week just for safety.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he doesn't love
I know,
food.
but no,
it means he's careful about his body.
He is just showing complete disrespect to food by that comment.
Grado, I'd eat pizza every day if I could, but you just can't. It's a thing you
Why
can't
not?
do. What?
Why not?
Because it's gross. It's gross. It's bad.
It's gross. Oh my God, it's gross. Can you get me some ranch? Which is, by the way, Marty DeRosa pointed out that every American woman always order ranch. And I think that might be true, but I kind of started ordering ranch as well. Yeah. I really like ranch.
Yeah, you're an American woman.
I am an American woman. I actually look like a lesbian. I am built like a lesbian. See, right now, you could take me for a lesbian. I've got my body warmer.
The haircut,
I
too.
look like the fucking biggest lesbian you've ever seen.
Well, you're the biggest lesbian wrestling star in Scotland, and we're all proud of it.
That's no offense to lesbians. I love lesbians.
So here we are. I just want to say, like, this movie...
Do you know what a lesbian is, Kikutaro?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Lesbian?
Yes, what is a lesbian?
Yeah, I know.
Go tell me then.
Love woman.
I love women.
Yeah.
You love women. Are you a lesbian?
No?
Explain. Explain.
Why me lesbian? I'm man. Okay?
Grado's cracking up right now.
You call me stupid, man.
Also, when they got together, Grado couldn't speak Kikutaro, and now, like, that was cute. You, like, broke down the English to speak Kikutaro language.
I know. It's like
Explain. What is lesbian?
Yes. Now I speak like this.
Yeah, I think.
But people might think, "Oh, come on, for fuck's sake!" And I'm sure about respect. But what? That's the only reason. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
What I mean? I know what I mean. I know what I mean is
Super Dragon.
In Japan.
What?
Sake restaurant
Oh, Watami.
in Japan. Watami.
All right.
You know Watami?
No.
I feel I want to make some closing statements, but like every time I've ever talked on this road trip, it's like I start having to talk with Grado, and then all of a sudden he sees like a Jeep outside, and he starts talking about it.
Well, EC3 has a Jeep Wrangler. Sorry if you didn't want that to know, Ethan. Eugene, ex-WWE.
Look, Jeep.
Yes.
Look, Jeep.
Yes, I have travelled in both their Jeeps, and I really want a Jeep, which is why I always get Kikutaro to look at the Jeeps when they drive by. How many Jeeps have we seen over this weekend, big man?
What?
How many Jeeps have we seen?
Maybe 200,000?
200,000 Jeeps?
And how many do you own, Grado?
None. Zilch. But when I get back, I'm going to try and... my girlfriend doesn't like the Jeeps, so... She thinks it looks stinking, but that's because no one in Scotland has a Jeep. But in America, everybody has it, including the TNA champion. Well, he's not the TNA champion anymore.
So the movie, again, it's a documentary. Fun equals money. I've brought my two favorite comedy wrestlers from totally different parts of the world. We bring over a guy from Japan, Kikutaro, who is, arguably the greatest comedy wrestler ever. Like, arguably. And then Grado, who's just Grado.
A bag of shit.
From Scotland. And we travel around America. So it is about comedy, but also, I'm bringing these foreigners over to America, and then we do a big loop. So it is about being on the road and wrestling on the road, just like the other ones. But, the other element is this comedy element. So I'm excited to see how that has all came together. You'll be able to watch it. Wrestling Road Diaries 3.
Before we go, I know you're trying to plug your fucking film, which, by the way, it is a belter. I've not seen it yet, but I know it's fucking incredible. But what's
just filmed it.
this is really bugging my tits. I only found this out about an hour ago, but Colt Cabana has never seen the movie Titanic. Now that completely blows my mind, because Titanic came out in 1997. It was the biggest promoted film of all time.
I watched Beyond the Map that year, man. I ain't got time.
No,
for
that was
Titanic.
1999.
Oh, sorry.
That was 1999.
All right.
So you had 2 years. When did you break into business? 99.
99.
So you had 2 years to try and watch it.
I was too busy. I was traveling
Bollocks! You were still in your fucking. You're still a teenager. You know what I mean? You were still wanking after your Playboy magazines and shit like that. Where was it? Why the hell did you Why have you not seen Titanic? And by the way, before you answer it, I am so jealous of you. I am so jealous of you because Titanic is one of the most beautiful, emotionally charged, funny, erotic, because there is a scene where she has her tits out and someone draws. Leonardo just drops her, which gives you a chubby, which is aka a semi-hard-on. You get that? This is what you have to look forward to. You're a lucky motherfucker. But the fact that you have never seen Titanic freaks me out. It makes me think you are a little bit weird.
I'll tell you what, Grado, if we get a shitload of orders for the Wrestling Road Diaries 3 on next week's podcast during the monologue, I will watch Titanic and I will break it down and let the world know if I enjoyed it or if I didn't enjoy it.
And you know what? I think people will be interested in that.
So the only way essentially to do that is to order Wrestling Road Diaries 3 Fun Equals Money, directed and edited by Jack Ettinger, and produced by Colt Cabana, maybe something like that.
All right.
And it's on direct download and DVD. And if you buy the DVD, free autograph from Kikutaro, Grado, and Colt Cabana. I'm excited. We're finishing this up. We're driving home. We're in a car. We're doing a podcast. Usually I do a song of the week. Are you singing? We sing a couple. We can't sing a couple songs. We sing a couple songs on this tour. One being a song that Grado brought to our attention. We didn't know that was a real song.
It's called Donald, Where's Your Trousers?
Donald, Where's Your Trousers?
When the wind blow high and the wind blow low, it's half a big and the up it do. All the lassies say hello.
Hello, lassie, hello.
Donald, where's your trousers?
Oh, man. I hope that makes the cut in the movie, too.
So
Kikutaro. And we're jamming to it. And then also we learned about a song, Gary, Indiana. When we made it to Gary, Indiana, the woman at the truck stop told us there was a song about Gary, Indiana, and Grado decided to tweet Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, who I didn't know who he was, but I found out that he was a ginger cunt from Happy Days, is that right?
Yep.
Now, I'm verified, so surely when somebody else verifies, tweets you, you go, oh, I show respect. I reply. Well, I went and tweeted him saying, Gary, Indiana, the song, and he fucking kayfabed me.
No love. So I'll tell you what, let's throw it now to a live edition from the Bottom Lounge. Is that right, Jack?
Yes.
Yeah, the Bottom Lounge in Chicago. This is the Razor Ramones. They did a live edition before the show of a song called Funny Equals Money. They wrote it specifically for this movie and for us. I think that's amazing. And then we'll come back and we'll kind of finish this thing off. So here is the Song of the Week.
Please give it up. They're going to do the Song of the Week, which is Funny Equals Money, which is the title of this documentary. Please give it up for the Razor Ramones! Razor Ramones, ladies and gentlemen.
Say hello to the bad guys. This is called Funny Equals Money.
The Razor Ramones. Go check them out on the internet. They're amazing. And that's it. Buy the movie. Grado, did you have a good time?
Mate, I had a brilliant time for the minute I stepped on the plane to America until just now. I've had such a fucking good time. I've made new friends, had a great experience. I've honestly had a piss laugh as well, and I really hope that everybody gets a chance to see it because it will be funny, man, because I know just some of the shit that we've done. You'll enjoy yourself, so aye.
All right, Kikutaro.
Yeah.
You say, because you've said this a couple times, because of wrestling, you live your dream. Did you have good time this trip? Enjoy a trip.
Enjoy, and have a fun. And please buy Wrestling Road Diaries 3 Funny Equal Money. You can see comedy wrestlers serious face something. And you can watch I Say Cocksucker in Church.
Yeah, she was very proud of. That's it. That's our plug, our main plug But you know what? Before we leave this car, Grado,
Aye.
I think I do have some stuff, past this movie. So maybe they'll listen to my plugs and...
Upcoming events!
All right, the best way that you can support ColtMerch.com, digitalcolt.com. Get the movie on both of those platforms. Twitter and Instagram, @Colt Cabana. Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. Past archives of the show are ad-free on Howl.fm. Use the code COLT. Get yourself a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe a promoter want to put me on your upcoming show or convention. I got a YouTube channel. I also got a regular website, ColtCabana.com. I got a P.O. box there. You can send me something fun on the old snail mail. Upcoming Friday, November 11th, San Francisco, California, allprowrestling.com. Saturday, November 12th, St. Paul, Minnesota, heavyonwrestling.com. Saturday and Sunday, November 19th and 20th, Rahway and Newark, New Jersey, WrestleProOnline.com. Wednesday, November 23rd, Chicago, Illinois, live at northbar.com. Marty and I are doing a comedy show the night before Thanksgiving. It's going to be great. Friday, November 25th, Cleveland, Ohio, AIWrestling.com. Saturday, November 26th, Chicago, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Sunday, November 27th, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Alpha-1Wrestling.com. December 2nd and 4th, New York and Philadelphia, ROHWrestling.com. Saturday, December 3rd, Waukesha, Wisconsin, houseofhardcore.net. Friday, December 9th, West Allis, Wisconsin, BrewCityWrestling1.com. Friday, December 16th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, houseofhardcore.net. I am obviously doing this back in my apartment. I am not on the road anymore. Thank you guys. Thank you for listening to the show. Thanks for telling a friend. Thanks for just supporting over the last many years and over the last series of the Wrestling Road Diaries. This is number 3. Number 3 in the series. Thanks to guys who have gotten all 3 of them. Of course, that combo is available on the website. If you want to buy all 3 of them now, a much cheaper deal. Thanks to Kikutaro, Grado, and Jack Ettinger for this episode on the road. Thanks to Guy Jeff and Stu Stone, Kid Russell and Matt Jenkins on the music, Dave Miller with some tech. Sponsors, highspots.com. They got an amazing VOD service. Check out some PWGs. Check out some $5 wrestling. Check out some Kevin Steen shows. You can also buy AMA knee pads, gear, wrestling ring, masks, and so much more. OneHourTees.com. They help run ProWrestlingCrate.com. They help run ProWrestlingTees.com. That's the place where you can directly support your favorite independent wrestler. Grado and Kikutaro both couldn't believe that they were there. They couldn't believe how it was done. TweakedAudio.com/Colt. The earbuds that I use get over 30% free shipping just because you listen to this show. It's a very exciting time in my career and in my life. I have been sitting in this apartment shipping out DVDs like a madman. Why don't you be one of those? Like, believe me, I write down everybody's name on a thing, and then I have to match the shipping slip with the thing. I get to see your name. A lot of the names are the same names I've seen all over the years, and you guys know I appreciate the ones who have been with me so long, and I see the name pop up, and I'm like, yeah, this guy or this girl ordered it. It's always so cool to me, and that's always a special moment, sitting here in my little apartment, seeing your name, knowing that you helped put me in this little apartment, because you really did. I have no contract. I have no big backer. It's literally you guys who helped me live my dream, and I thank you for it. All right, this has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.